back to the With Mates podcast, and welcome back to another episode of the Catch Up. Yes, we are here to catch you up on all this week's wonderful movie and TV news, but this is a bumper episode of the Catch Up this week because we have two movie reviews. We are here to talk about all things Ballerina and all things How to Train Your Dragon, and joining me in this wonderful little escapade that we have of news and movie reviews, he is the Triple Barrel Man. He is Craig Andrew Mooney.
Hello, Andrew. Very excited to talk about two movies, one more so than the other.
And he is the smackiest of smacks. He will smack your bitch up. He is Polly Smack Poster.
Hola, Polly Smack here. We're about to review two movies so nice, I smacked myself twice.
Nice. That's what I actually hear. So, as ever, I'm going to start with our question of the week. And in this week's question, last week, Craig, were you here last week when I asked if water was wet?
Yes, and we disagreed. And then I disagreed with my partner on the matter as well. Afterwards.
Team fucking Andrew, yes. Here is this week's question. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Sandwich is bread.
Bread is bun.
No, a bun is a different shape.
Then a fucking roll is also bread then. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's bread. Of course it's bread.
It's
a bread roll.
Bread.
Okay, so is a Lorne sausage bap, is that a sandwich?
You could argue it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. No.
Is that what you call it? A Lorne sausage bap?
No, I was just being facetious.
Is that what you call it?
Craig Andrew Mooney is a secret Englishman.
Oh my god. Could I have a flat sausage bap, please? Get out. What the fuck, man? I don't even care if a hot dog's a sandwich. I'm not now.
I've actually even
sausage
genuinely.
bap?
I've never said that before in my life. I don't know why I've said it now, but fair enough.
Oh,
I'll take it. I'll run with it.
Man.
I'll run with it.
Felt I was
Why
back
not?
down in Lincoln trying to fucking defend my nation. Telling them about square sausage there. Fucking a Lorne sausage
get
bap.
those flat sausage baps.
We've got an international audience. I was trying to make it inclusive for
Right,
everybody.
well, I am speaking to the Scottish audience, and I can tell you for a fact, if you went to any burger van in Airdrie and asked for a Lorne sausage bap, they would probably spit on you and tell you to fuck off. Fucking hell. But yeah, let us know in the comment section. What do you call a rolling sausage? Have you had a square sausage? If you've not, come to Scotland. It's fucking brilliant. Rolling sausage and a can iron brew, the heartiest of Scottish breakfasts. So, as I said, this week's catch up, it's in a different day. We're trying to squeeze in as much as we possibly can in these episodes. There are two big movie releases. Ballerina came out on Friday. How to Train Your Dragon came out on Monday, and we are recording on Tuesday. So we want to get as many of these reviews out, and we're trying to make it work in the best possible way to have as many of us on it. Times tables and all that kind of stuff. This is the easiest way to do it. So this week's episode of the catch up will not come out on Monday. It will come out on another day where you'll get to enjoy it and you'll get to see, because what I think is the good thing about us doing two movie reviews is we can tell you where to spend your money. If you are going to the cinema this week, we will tell you which movie we would push you towards if you are spending your money. However, if you're a Cineworld card person, probably going to tell you to go see both, but we'll find that out a wee bit later.
As we three are.
Yes, exactly. Cineworld sponsor the show, please.
You get Josef Boone on it, then we're good to go.
So before we get to the
news,
news,
new development.
I know. Before we get to the news, just another big thank you. We are aiming for 50 subscribers. We've found 6 new subscribers. So 6 new subscribers. Thanks for subscribing. The rest of you pricks, fucking hit that. I will come through the camera to your house. Hit that subscribe button. Get us to 50 subscribers.
14.
And as soon as we get to 50. Yeah, 14 people. If you're one of said 14 people, just hit the subscribe button. What harm does it do? We're not even telling you to ring the bell. You won't get notifications.
We're not even there yet.
Be there.
We're not there.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait
till we get there, man. I'm going incessant.
We'd think it would be nifty if you guys can get us to 50.
Just low-key asking.
We would.
Low-key asking is the
if you don't want to hear that again, get us to 60. Because Paul can't rhyme anything with that word. So yeah, please hit the subscribe button if you enjoy this content and you want to see more. Hit subscribe, like, comment if you've seen the film, all that stuff. Let us know your thoughts on sausages, hot dogs, whatever you want. Put it in the comment section. We would love to hear the discussion. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to start with some news. We will get you some of the biggest news stories of the week. and then we'll get to our reviews. So let's start off. We'll start off with a wee bit of Star Wars news. We have some details of what the new, is it Starfighter? Star Wars Starfighter, the new Ryan Gosling, the new Ryan Gosling movie that is coming out. We've got some details on that. Are you guys excited for this film before we get into what it is?
I actually am.
It sounds like they had plans to do that other Starfighter-y film before, and then that fell flat on its face. They've got a big star attached to this one. Yeah.
Was it Rogue Squadron?
Yeah.
Rogue Squadron or something.
Yeah,
It was,
but to be fair, they did
Wonder
have
Woman director, wasn't it?
Patty Jenkins. They had
Yeah.
they had Patty Jenkins, who was at the time, she was big because she was doing the Wonder Woman movies and stuff. But we have got our first kind of semi details about what it's about. So, Ryan Gosling's character is protecting his young nephew from evil pursuers. We like that. Not son and daughter. We're getting away from that. We like it. Maya Goth
Is it though?
I'm clutching at straws, mate. I just want
sounds
Star
very
Wars to get
skeleton crew. Sounds very skeleton crew so far.
Can I just say, I randomly got a Facebook message up, right, and it was like, however many, I think it was like, wow, fuck, it was before Last Jedi, and I was doing my top 10 anticipated list. It was like one of the first YouTube videos I'd ever done. It was terrible. But I was doing my top 10, and my number one movie that I was most excited, above Spider-Man, above Thor Ragnarok, above it all, was Star Wars The Last Jedi. And I was like, I feel like that was the last time Star Wars has been that high on any of my lists, man. It's brutal. But let's get back to this. Maya Goth is playing one of the villains. For those who are unaware, Maya Goth is the actress who was in Peril. She was in Maxine. X. I think that's like a fucking. Was that not a trilogy? Like a weird offset trilogy of some sort?
Oh, like they all have X in the title.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, the extraordinary A24 shit.
And they're all kind of about, adult films.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's a wonderful actress. It'll be interesting to see. Again, new blood. We like that coming into Star Wars. It's set around 5 years after Episode 9, and it may bring back some sequel trilogy characters. Not so much a fan of that. Can't lie.
Woo! Sequel character. Can I get a Poe Dameron? Woo! Woo!
It's brutal because I do love Oscar Isaac. So, any of those details kind of do anything for you? Up, down?
It's sequel shite. It's probably going to just be more of the same, but with Ryan Gosling. He's a good actor. Obviously, he can carry a lot of it off. But if he's in a big jobby Starfighter with a jobby script and jobby Disney Star Wars, then, if it looks like a jobby and smells like a jobby, then it's not a bar of chocolate, is it?
See, I'm a bit more optimistic than that on this one, purely for the Sean Levy factor. That's
you've not learned your lesson yet.
No, but he's a very, very good director. He's a very good writer. He's very good at this specific type of film, like your get bums on seat popcorn kind of film. He's had a lot of success recently with all those kind of things.
But mate,
so
Ryan Johnson's a good director. J.J. Abrams is a good director.
Oh, I dispute that now. I dispute that.
Yeah.
We've got a Glass Onion and a Last Jedi to his name, so
whoa. Last Jedi, you might not like the content of what it is, but that's a really well-made film.
It's a well-made film, yeah.
It's really
it's a very well made film for the purposes of destroying Star Wars. Yes, that was a very good film.
We're not talking about the plot and the writing. We're talking about how he directed it. He directed it very well.
So what is left? What is left?
The plot, the writing, the directing.
If there's no good characters and no good plot and no good writing, what's
there was
left?
Good characters.
Some camera shots.
There was good characters in Last Jedi.
The sound.
Right, this isn't about that. We're talking
the
about
stunts.
Starfighter. Yeah, to me, it doesn't really move the needle. Sean Levy, yeah, he's decent. He's done, what has he done? Deadpool, Wolverine, Free Guy, Real Steel, Night at the Museum.
He's very good.
I don't know.
Night at the Museum?
Yeah, Night at the Museum.
Tell you what, I tell you what, I'm
Cheaper
turned
by
on,
the
I'm
dozen
ready
as
for
well,
this.
mate. If you're into
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Oh, that's all I needed to hear.
That's all.
There we go.
But to me, yeah, it's it's just it's the Star Wars has just hurt me so many fucking times. Like I'm just at that point now where I'm like, I need to see something. Ryan Gosling is the main reason I'm interested in this film because he's great. I have a man crush on Ryan Gosling. Cool. Let's move on from that. Let us know your comments. Are you looking forward to that film? If not, don't comment. Harry Potter. We have more. What are you saying, Paul?
I was going to say this might be the only chance we ever get to bring up the only possible positive thing about Star Wars people are talking about.
What?
Andor.
It's fine.
One word of review. Have you watched it all yet?
Yeah, I've watched it all. It was fine. Really great episode in the middle. The rest, I was like, yeah, cool. It's not even the show. I'm just like, you've done a prequel to a prequel movie. I don't want to be in this fucking era anymore. Go elsewhere. Go future, past, wherever you want to fucking go. Go a long, long time ago in a galaxy far away. Go away from this 60 year span.
away. Go away.
Just go away.
Go,
No,
just
but like,
go
again,
away.
We've done it. And if there's no lightsabers in it, you're not going to keep my attention. The acting's fantastic. The writing's fantastic. I just don't care.
There was a cool scene with like stuff Krennic was in was good. I mean, I know what I'm saying. Like an Imperial board meeting was kind of cool and it was fun. But if that's what we're pinning our hopes on with Star Wars, I'm like,
that's my point.
We've fallen far.
I get that we were the opposite direction from what everybody else was saying about these movies or about this TV show, season 1. And again, people love season 2. I've seen people say it's the best thing since Empire Strikes Back. Not for me. It's probably the best made thing. Probably maybe the best written thing. But it's fucking dull.
It might be.
It's dull. It's dull.
Might be the best thing since Empire.
It's not.
Oh,
just
dissension in the ranks.
Right. Okay. Are we doing
tell
this?
Me.
Are we very briefly doing this?
Let's do it.
I'm happy to do
let's
it. Right.
fucking
Okay.
briefly do this. Yeah. Let's talk about Andor.
Right, why not? We're never going to get it done. We're never going to get the review done. So, right, I completely 180'd on this show. Right, I was with you guys in season 1. I wasn't getting it. Right, and I agree with you, Andrew. This show should never have been made. This show should. There's no point. There's no point in this show.
I never said it shouldn't be made. Let me make that clear.
Well,
make what you want. I'm not fucking interested in it.
That's what I'm kind of getting at. But anyway, I didn't see the point in this show either, right? And I still really don't. But just the sheer quality of what this show was completely won me over. The cinematography is stunning. It's beautifully made show. As you've said, it's well written, it's well directed, it's all these things. But actually, it kind of is what Star Wars should be for.
It's fucking not,
us
Craig.
now.
Don't. Oh, it's not.
As an adult,
it's literally
now,
not.
As an adult now, this is what Star Wars should be for us. We said that Skeleton Crew wasn't Star Wars, too juvenile, all these things, and we grew out of it. This is grown up Star Wars. This is Star Wars.
Right, I don't know about you guys. Right? I don't know about you guys. Hold on, I don't know about you guys. Right, I go to the cinema to escape. Right, the real world's politics are fucked, and I do not care about it in my Star Wars thing. Right, I get that we need politics in Star Wars, and there's politics that's always been in Star Wars, but front and center was the Sith and the Jedi. Right, that's it to me. That's what Star Wars is. That's why. When games come out and you get to play as a Jedi, they sell better than the games that come out when you get to go pew pew. Oh, look, I'm an outlaw. Nobody wants that. You want to be a Jedi, right? And again, I'm not taking anything away from the show. It is gorgeous. It is well made. It is well written. 10 on 10 for all those things. I just don't care. It's not even this show's fault. We have been squeezed into this 60 years Skywalker saga, and again. At the time, when Rogue One came out and they were like, we're going to do a sequel on how we found the plans for the Death Star, you were kind of like, really? And then think about it, you go, yeah, okay, that's kind of cool. And again, to me, that's the best Disney movie, Star Wars Disney movie that they've made. But ultimately, I'm like, right, can we get back to can we get back to Sith and Jedi? They're more interesting.
Then we get
I
the
don't need
Acolyte.
a war movie. Yeah, but
Look at
that's
the
just a badly
Acolyte.
written show. That's just a badly written show. But realistically, if you go, we've got KOTOR, we've got Knights of the Old Republic. Do something with that. Do something.
No, don't, please.
No, I know. Yeah,
I
in
beg
that
you.
sense. Yeah, in that sense, don't do it. But just even the stuff. There was stuff within the Acolyte where I was like, well, I'm kind of interested in that. You've just done it really badly. The stuff with Plagueis still kind of being about. That's never going to get looked at again. And again, Diego Luna's fantastic in it. The acting is the performance. Fucking what's his name? Skarsgård. Phenomenal. It's all great. It's really good and it's really well done. But ultimately, I was like, the episode was episode 8 where the revolution kind of starts and you just see all
the
like
flashback. The flashback
No.
episode. No.
No.
You mean the Les Mis episode?
I want to
Yeah, the Les Mis episode where they all start
Oh,
singing and
yeah.
stuff, and then the
the Gorman
where,
episode.
where they start singing.
That was fucking
Yeah.
unbelievable. That was incredible.
So yeah, that was great. But then it goes back into just like office shit. I'm just like, who cares?
I mean, no, I will. The props I will give to this show is that finger that Krennic gave Daedra.
Again, phenomenal acting. It's really good for a villain. It's really good. But I'm like, would I rather watch that character finger someone's head again, or do I want, if you're going to do a prequel?
I'm so glad you said head.
Yeah, exactly. I know how to tread the line. If you want to do a prequel, would you rather watch this, or would you rather they do a Darth Vader sequel where he hunts down Jedis? Because I know what I'd rather watch.
The problem is, at this point, we've had so many shows where we've had Darth Vader in it, and they completely dropped the ball and ruined it because
Again,
they don't want to focus on Darth Vader. We want to focus on Reva.
But this is what
or
this is. Yeah,
Rey,
but this is my point.
or
right? You've got something of the structure of what Andor is, and you can see that it's well written. You can see that it's well shot. You can see the cinematography's gorgeous. The acting's fantastic. You've got that there. Do that with Jedi and Sith. That's all I ask. But yeah, Andor. Look, if you ask me, should you watch it? Yeah, it's decent, but it's long and it's arduous and it's not fun. And I want Star Wars to be fun. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. It's my issue with it is, again, I do echo the sentiment. I mean, I thought the first few episodes were quite boring.
Yeah, the first
nonsense.
The first 2 episodes, I was fucking worried, man. I was concerned as fuck.
See that
they were
daft
dreadful.
Crew like mutiny thing.
That
I
thing was
not feeling
bizarre.
that
What
whatsoever.
the fuck was the point in that? Anyway,
And the lead up to the sort of Gorman stuff, there was only like a couple of bits where I was like, oh, that was quite good, and then I was like, oh, this is just a bit. Again, I've seen the thing. I think the thing that bothers me the most about Andor is like people go, this is what I've been waiting for Star Wars, and I'm like, and they're like, ever since like Empire Strikes Back, like this is what I've been waiting for, and I'm like, this is nothing like Empire Strikes Back. This is nothing like A New Hope. Like, what Star Wars were you watching?
Yes, but. So right, okay, it's hard to fight this corner, I'm afraid. Can I put
out an olive branch?
Mm.
See if we were getting really good movies.
Oh yeah.
Again,
No issue.
I know
Yeah.
people. I know. See if people weren't. See, I know people aren't fans of the prequels. I love the prequels, right? See, even if we got prequel level content movies, that standard of movies, I wouldn't.
No
be as
issue
hard.
with this.
I would have no problem with what Andor is.
Yeah.
I have no problem with what, because again, it's what I say about Marvel. Marvel kind of went too far with it, where it was like content, and the quality kind of dropped. However, if you're going Batman, for example, right? Put the Batman series, the Batman film out, and then we're going to do a wee prequel series about the Penguin. Cool, that's brilliant. And then Batman 2 is going to come out, and then we'll maybe do one about the Riddler. Like, that's the way you do it. So one for me, do a big, great fucking film, and then if you want to do a wee mini series about some fucking vendor on Tatooine that has to save a rogue fucking, I don't know, Ewok, like, cool, that's fine. I've got the film, but this is all I've got. And
now got-
ultimately,
I've got an image in my head of like an Ewok in a Vader in like a Midnight Run style buddy cop film. I would love that. I would love that.
Watch what it'll be like that. Write this down. Write this down. If you steal my idea, you have to cast me as Wolverine. That's the deal. But yeah, that's my point. Is ultimately this is not a bad show. It's a great show. It's really well done, and I praise everybody that was involved in it. It's not what I want, and I'm like, even when I get what I want, like as Paul brought up when we got the Acolyte, or as Craig brought up, you get the Acolyte when it is sabers and stuff like that, and it's just like, it's not what I want. So frustrating being a Star Wars fan. I like it's so frustrating. But
you can't overdo it, and you can't underdo it either. You need to.
You have to get that porridge just right.
Story. Yeah, you do.
So, may I finish on a positive note about Star Wars? Just before we move on.
Yes,
okay, yeah. So the problem with this show, I think, is how it has been framed, how it's been I feel like I said this when we talked about season 1. This show should never have been called Andor. It should never have been about Andor as the main character. That was the mistake, and I think, to be honest with you, that was where the execs got involved and said, "Hang on, that's where the execs got involved and said." We liked Rogue One. People liked Rogue One. What can we do with Rogue One to get more people and content and views? And they picked Andor. They latched onto it, and then essentially Tony Gilroy was said, "Right, take this, do this, please. Give us more." And he was like, "Oh fuck." And then he's then made a beautiful show about rebellion, about standing up for yourself, about the little guy against the big guy. You know, he's made a beautiful thing. There's allegories with the political stuff. I know you don't want that really, but it is amazing. It's made amazingly well done.
The one thing I would say is so relevant to what's happening just now.
Yeah,
incredibly relevant.
Of course,
now,
yeah,
which
it's relevant.
Great,
yeah, and unfortunate, but yes, yeah, great. But yeah. So he's then gone, right, I need to make a show, and it's called Andor. But actually, you know what? It's more about this. And I think if they just had the balls to go, this is a grown-up live action rebellion-based show, I think the show would have gone down a lot better with Star Wars fans in general, rather than what it was like, as Andrew said, it's a spin-off of a prequel of a prequel. Or you know what I mean? Like that's the issue. And I think if it just been framed a little bit differently. For example, and I said this to you guys on a voice note, I think, last thing I'm going to say, the episode that is the flashback episode where you see the younger Skarsgård character and the person who I need to get her name, sorry, because she is fucking phenomenal.
Clea.
The one that
I don't know
Clea.
the actress.
Yeah, so the one who played Clea, who has gone under the radar a wee bit in season 1, but in season 2 she gets her chance to shine. This was her first ever fucking acting role, by the way, just out of drama school. Elizabeth DeLua,
Crazy.
right? This woman is a fucking star. She is incredible, and to be honest with you, this show should have been framed around her. This should have been about her starting this rebellion with Skarsgård, and we should have gone back and forward seeing their journey together and starting this rebellion together that eventually becomes what it becomes. That's what this show should have been. It shouldn't have been focusing on Andor, who we know what happens to him. We know he's going to fucking die in Rogue One. Pick characters that we don't know what's going to happen to them, and let's focus on them. Because we didn't know what was going to happen to Clea. She was brand new, and we find out she actually survives in the end and is part of the rebellion.
And
that's cool. So Andrew, I know, but that I think would have appeased more of a wider variety of Star Wars fans if that had been the case. But anyway,
I don't think
that
it would.
and it's stunning. Anyway, it's stunning, that episode. That episode is stunning. She's amazing. The whole thing's brilliant. Anyway, I liked Andor season 2. Convinced.
It probably should have been called Alliance or something along those lines. Where it's not just on one character and
have you noticed?
It's an ensemble
But it wasn't.
piece. But
it wasn't
because
on one character. That's the problem. He wasn't the main character. He was a character.
No, Mon Mothma was. Her stuff was by far the best stuff. But yeah, no, I agree.
Was that
Sorry, I derailed us there, guys.
completely? Wait, just Mon Mothma stuff was the best.
Are you kidding?
Brev,
Yeah,
no,
of course
come
it
on
was.
Now, grow up.
We don't have time.
So
The
issue,
she married her daughter off. She married her daughter off, and she was like, "You don't have to go through
Right,
it."
we don't have time.
And the daughter was like, "I wish you were drunk. That tore my heart in twain, Andrew. Twain."
We don't have time for this, Paul. Last thing I'm going to say on it, look, it's really well made. I'm not hanging with it, but to me, I'm just like, I get that it's a political thing, and it's really good that it kind of links into stuff that's happening just now. But I'm like, it's the only thing I'm getting, and I'm not getting the stuff that I actually want. So it makes me not dislike it, but I'm just like, I just felt it was like there was a small part maybe between episodes 6 and 9 that I really enjoyed when they were doing like this sabotage of like trying to steal all the ammunition and stuff like that. Then you had the actual takeover, and then the fallout from that. Those 3 episodes I really enjoyed, but everything else I was just like, yeah, this is boring, man. Fucking somebody chop somebody's head off with a lightsaber, please. Right, anyway, let's talk about Harry Potter. Craig?
Harry Potter. Right, okay, so we are got some more casting news. I'll keep it very brief, I'll keep it very simple. I'll read out all the casting that's been announced. I would like each of you to please tell me what is your standout bit of casting from the new people that have been brought onto this show. So we have Molly Weasley, Catherine Parkinson of IT Crowd fame, and among other things. We've got the Malfoys have been cast, the 2 male Malfoys. We've got Lox Pratt as Draco Malfoy and Johnny Flynn as Lucius Malfoy. We've also got Leo Earley as Seamus Finnegan, Alicia Leone as Parvati Patil, and Sienna Musa as Lavender Brown. Cornelius Fudge is Bertie Carvel. And last but not least, we have the glow-up of the Dursleys, which is Belle Powley as Petunia and Daniel Rigby as Vernon. So,
tell me Americans are doing the show without telling me Americans are doing the show. Everyone has to be fit as fuck. We have to all be no big fat cross-eyed motherfuckers. No, eyes need to be pointed the right direction. I loved Uncle Vernon. He was great. I can't remember the name of the actor, but fuck me, man, he was brilliant.
Richard, I think it's Richard Griffiths. Richard Griffiths, is that his name?
Yeah, maybe. I'll have a wee look at it. But yeah, he's great.
He was fantastic.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie. I think Belle Powley's quite an inspired choice for Petunia.
Yeah,
I could see her walking down the model catwalk, you know. So that was definitely what I got from Petunia in the original films. So, you know.
No, I don't disagree on her casting, because I think that they have got. I think I said this to you on the chat, guys. They've actually gone far better age appropriate with the casting choices than they did in the movies. Like, Petunia is only meant to be in her, I think, at best early 30s. So this Fiona Shaw, while amazing in the part and perfect for the part, she was actually a little bit too old for the part, as was Vernon, Richard Griffiths, as was most of the adult cast, actually. Most of the adult cast, I think, were in like their late 30s, early 40s, whereas only really Molly Weasley and Lucius Malfoy should be in their late 40s, I think. The rest of them should all be in their early 30s, just based on the ages of what they should be in the books. So I'm not against it, and I know her quite well as an actor, and I think she actually is very, very well cast in the role. But yeah, so Belle Powley, yeah. I think she's very well cast. Oh, she's been in loads of stuff. So Belle Powley, if you remember from our youth, guys, she was one of the leads in MI High. Who remembers MI High on CBBC?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Remember that? Yeah. So she, and more recently, she's been in stuff like The King of Staten Island, A Small Light, things like that. So she's kind of recently kind of made that crossover to America and has started doing a bit more kind of like indie films, Hollywood films and stuff. So she's done very well for herself from being a child star.
Okay. You've sold me. You've sold me.
Am I high? I was like,
you remember MI High? MI High was great. MI High was great. Oh, that's
so funny, man.
Paul, did you watch MI High?
I wasn't like a big fan, but I did.
I loved MI High. Shout out to MI High. It was great. Yeah. So Andrew, who stands out to you as a top bit of casting from that?
Remind me, Lavender Brown is the girl that falls in love or gives Ron the love potion.
No, she doesn't give him.
Not the love potion.
But she becomes his girlfriend. They become his he becomes his girlfriend.
The girl that played Lavender Brown in that was it Goblet of Fire or whatever episode, or
Half
Phoenix,
Blood
whatever
Prince.
one it was.
Yeah.
She's so fucking good. So that young girl's got some big shoes to fill because I love Lavender Brown in the Harry Potter movie. She's comedically, she's fantastic. To me, the best casting is Catherine Parkinson as Molly Weasley. I think arguably that is the best casting out of everything. Out of everything we've had so far.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think Molly's she's obviously not an important character, but she's an anchor and she's like,
Oh, Andrew, no.
she is important. Wait,
tell me you've not read the books without telling me you've not read the books.
Excuse me. I can quite vehemently say the Harry Potter books are about the only books I've ever fucking read, so let's put some respect on my name. No, she is important. I just meant she's like a top B player. She's not a Dumbledore, she's not Harry Potter, she's not a Snape. She's like the level below that, a B player, which is great. But I love the character of Molly Weasley, and I loved her portrayal in the original movies and stuff like that. So to me, that's why I think Catherine is such a, like, she'll have the comedy, but she'll definitely get the emotional bits with Harry to be essentially a surrogate mother to him. But to me, it's like Molly was always so funny, like the way she would fuss and like the is it? Oh no, am I getting this wrong? Is it a growler? Howler. Growler's a very different thing in the UK. A howler, I can picture her doing that kind of voiceover stuff and like that. So yeah, to me, Catherine Parkinson is the best casting out of all of these. But I will say it's because I'm not familiar with anybody else.
Paul, who's your pick?
I will say I rather like. I'm just checking his name. Lox Pratt as Draco Malfoy. I look into that.
Yeah.
I think I look at his face and I'm like, I could hate you.
Draco Malfoy.
The right accent, the right words, and I can.
He needs to be hitting those plosive P's, but Potter. He needs the
Potter.
On a related note, obviously, the other bit of news was, of course, that Tom Felton's gone back as Draco Malfoy on stage for Cursed Child in Broadway.
So he has.
So that's it. That's an interesting development. Yeah, first of the original cast to do so. But yeah, I think he probably will be the only of the original cast to do so as well. So for me, it's a toss-up. I mean, I think based on what you said, guys, you probably not heard of Daniel Rigby. I've been a big fan of Daniel Rigby for a long time. He's got cast as Vernon Dursley, and I'm very actually happy for him that he's actually got a big role in something, because I think he's deserved it for a long time. I was a massive Morecambe and Wise fan as a kid, which is obviously way before our time, but I used to sit and watch it at my grandparents' house. So Morecambe and Wise for the international audience were probably one of the most famous British duo comedians of like the 70s, 80s kind of time. Maybe even before that as well, like kind of the last kind of like Royal Variety kind of act type thing. So he played Eric Morecambe in a biopic. I think it was written by Victoria Wood back in the day, and it was fan-fucking-tastic. It's one of the best biopics I've ever seen. He embodies Eric Morecambe like I've never seen anyone embody a person before. He was incredible. He is a very, very good actor, very, very funny as well, which I think Vernon needs. He's got to be funny in his anger, I think, and you've got to laugh at him a wee bit. So I think he's a very good bit of casting. I imagine he's going to be put in some kind of possibly a fat suit. If they just let him be as he is, I'm not going to be very impressed with him. Vernon is a big guy. I was going to
ask though, is Vernon fat in the book?
Yes, Vernon is described as a big guy, as is Dudley when he eventually puts on weight and stuff. So, by the way, Dudley's not been cast yet. That's interesting. Anyway, my top choice though is Johnny Flynn as Lucius Malfoy. I think that is the best bit of casting they've done so far. Johnny Flynn, for those who don't know, is Jerome Flynn's nephew. Jerome Flynn obviously was in Game of Thrones. Johnny Flynn's had a good career in his own right. He's been in a fantastic film called The Outfit. If you've not seen The Outfit, it is one of the best single location films I've ever seen. It's all set in a tailor shop. Mark Rylance is in it as well. Go see The Outfit. It's a great film. And
he's in The Outfit. What's in The Outfit?
He's the. Have you seen The Outfit? So he's the. I think he's the. Outfit, yeah. He's the son of the mob boss, I think.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay.
And
now
him
it
and
comes
him
into
and Mark
place.
him and Mark Rylance have a great scene. They have a two-hander and two chairs.
Uh-huh.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
So yeah. So that's Johnny Flynn. He's also
that is a great episode. Yeah, that is a good film.
So he's also in. Became famous in a film called a TV show called Lovesick, which I actually have been in. Just saying. If you can catch me dressed in a Pink Panther onesie, I'm hard to miss in the show. So he's very good. He's a very good actor. I think he'll do the job incredibly well. I can see him in the role perfectly. So yeah, that's my top choice of those who have been cast thus far.
Fair enough. It's starting to come together. Like, wait, do we know? Is there a release date for it?
2026.
Next year. Awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. And we will be, of course, covering that on the With Me podcast.
We shall.
Right.
be.
Last bit of news before we get. Yeah. Last bit of news before we get into the reviews of this week's movies is a little bit of DC news. So James Gunn, this is like fresh news. James Gunn has come out and given some updates on what is happening with basically DC. I'm going to throw... So there's 3 main bits of news, and I want you guys to kind of just like tell me what your favourite... In fact, there's more news that's just appearing. Apparently, Peter Shawn is directing Incredibles 3. Brad Bird is currently writing the script. That's cool. Incredibles 3.
Hope it's better than Incredibles 2.
Me too.
Incredibles 2 wasn't bad. Right, so the James
For toilet
news.
paper.
James Gunn has confirmed the Batman 2 is really important to what they're trying to build at DC. We are supposed to see that script very shortly, and I can't wait. So he's kind of confirmed that that's definitely still happening.
Good.
He also confirms that a new Wonder Woman movie is in the works. It's being written right now. And the last piece of news from James Gunn is that there is a a Superman sequel in the works, but it might not be seen as Superman 2. So in my guess, because we are about to get a Supergirl or a Superwoman, Supergirl movie. So I think it'll be some sort of team up with those two.
That'd be an interesting idea, actually. That'd be nice to see.
So
Nice to see on the screen, yeah.
But out of those 3, what are your thoughts? What are we thinking? What are you interested in? What are you happiest to hear?
What's better than one nigh unstoppable super being?
Fuck's sake,
Two.
Paul, just...
Nigh unstoppable super beings.
And the Doug. The Doug will be in it as well, alright? There'll be 3 of them.
The Doug. Oh, the Doug as well, of course. 3!
Crypto. Because Crypto is actually hers. Crypto is Supergirl's. It's her daughter.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's all coming together then.
Paul.
So what are we most excited about? We're happy about...
We are going to sit next to each other in that middle, and we're going to watch Superman together, and you're going to fucking love it, alright? I'm going to be so excited.
I'm going to sit the opposite end of the cinema so I don't need to hear the fucking two of bicker. I don't really shit. I don't like a dog. Well, the dog's going... I'll be like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, so what we're most interested in, Batman 2 getting confirmed, Wonder Woman getting confirmed, or a Superman sequel?
Batman 2, I'm fucking buzzing about. I really thought that was going to get cancelled, so the fact he's come out and said that, I'm hoping is true, and I hope he's not just, he's got no need to come out and confirm it if he's just going to cancel it. I don't think that's... I think we're safe for now. Yeah.
I get strong, oh no, the relationship's fine, don't worry about it, we're totally fine, we're just gonna go on holiday to Aruba, and then, after then we'll be fine, but don't worry about after that.
I still have a sneaky suspicion they're going to put Pattinson in as the DCU Batman.
I think the longer this goes on, yeah.
I think they're trying to figure out a way to make that work. Which is probably a good idea, to be honest. But
I don't hate it.
You want to add Pattinson's super realistic, gritty Batman to Super Doug. Superman.
I didn't say it was a good idea.
That's what you want, Andrew. That's what you want.
Paul.
I'm pointing.
Paul, you might be... it's on video, don't worry. You might be 3 feet taller than me, but if you put that kind of allegation on me again, I will chop you down like the tree you are. Yeah, I think it's cool. Again, it'll be interesting to see because we've not had a Wonder Woman casting announcement. So
I think I know who it's going to be.
come.
I think I know who it's going to be.
You know who it's going to be.
I think I know. I think there's a very, very strong chance it's going to be Bix from Andor, Adriana Arjona, because she has worked with James Gunn before, and he is, I think, actually said that he sees her as Wonder Woman in a different kind of like. I think it's been in the rumor mill for a while that he wants her as Wonder Woman, and he famously cast people who he's worked with before, and I think she would be actually very perfect for the role. I think she'd be great.
his brother. He cast his brother as.
Hey,
why not?
No,
I can see that. She's great. Yeah, I can see her. And yeah, Superman sequel. It kind of felt like if he's talking about sequels, that kind of gives you hope that the movie will be good and stuff like that. But it's nice to know. I'm the same. Batman 2. I want that second one, but the longer it goes on that it's not confirmed and we know what it is, the more I'm thinking they're gonna try and figure out a way to amalgamate the two.
I hope,
which is nuts because if you compare Batman to the tone of this Superman trailer, it's like night and day. Like it's scary.
As are the characters.
True.
I hope this remains separate. I hope it doesn't even come close to the hemisphere. I hope it remains in its nice little bubble. Because the last thing I want is this super realistic, gritty Batman being mixed up with Super Doug. Like that is the last thing I want.
I kind of agree with your sentiment, but that's what DC is. Like that is DC.
I know, but we've got this lovely period of time where we've got the Batman and Penguin, and we could keep that going, and it's its nice own thing.
I genuinely think I think it'll confuse the general public. See, when there's two Batman movies going on at the same time, Christ, there's fucking Spider-Man movies all going on at the same time, and it's fucking hard enough to follow. But yeah, I'll be interested to see where DC go. I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Paul. I'd rather it stay its own thing and just tell that dark story, do the Elseworld thing that they originally said. But yes, that's enough for the news. We're now going to get to your film reviews, and we're going to kick things off with The Ballerina. So, if you have not yet seen The Ballerina, now's the time to pause the podcast, fuck off and go see it, and then come on back and hear what we have to say, because we are going full spoilers. Okay, Ballerina. It was one of, if not pretty high on my most anticipated list of movies that were coming out this year. Huge fan of the John Wick series. Ana de Armas, love her. I think she's great. Kind of disappointed. Kind of let me down.
Okay.
Oh, really?
In both in person and in the movie draft.
It's positive. I didn't think it would have get me high. I didn't think it was going to get me like fucking 90 odd. But I was like, yeah, it'll score me positive. But in terms of just the movie, it's hard to kind of. I try not to go and watch these movies and be like, oh, it's not John Wick. But the entire time I was watching it, I was going, well, it's just not John Wick. And then that kind of got really super enforced when John Wick came and fucking, like, ended her without breaking a sweat. And I was just kind of like, yeah, it's not as threatening when you've got the man you send to kill the boogeyman is over here. And I'm like, go over there and show me what he's doing. That's the guy. And the one thing I will say as well, it's very paint by numbers in terms of it's a revenge story because you killed her dad. And I was like, I cared more about the dog than her dad. Like, I genuinely, John Wick at the start, when his dog dies in John Wick 1, I was like, I fucking can't wait to watch him murder every person that was involved in this. I cared more about that than this. It was fine. Choreography was good. There was some really gruesome deaths, which was awesome. There was times I was audibly like, oh, I think Ana de Armas' performance is fantastic. But there was a lot of stuff where I was just like, you don't survive that.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of stuff where I was kind of like, yeah, that doesn't, no, don't believe it. And then I kind of fucked myself when I compared it to Hot Fuzz. And I was kind of like, that's where my brain was the entire time, where I was just like, this is Hot Fuzz. This is we don't like outsiders, get out of our village. Mate, don't tell me that the end of that movie is not Hot Fuzz, where everybody in the village has got guns and comes out and starts shooting the outsider. It's 100% Hot Fuzz. The end of that movie is Hot Fuzz 2. I gave it a 6 out of 10. It's good. I can't say I would recommend people to go and pay and watch this film. I think this is a stay at home and watch it when it comes to streaming. Some really nice set pieces. The performances aren't bad. It's just not John Wick. And I hate having to say that in a review about a film, but I honestly think John Wick is like up there for me as like some of the best action movies ever made. And it doesn't quite reach that mark. Sorry.
I was pleasantly surprised by Ballerina because it is not burdened with the problems that female-led action movies have had in the past, I think. Because, and I liked it for some of the reasons I think maybe you didn't like it, because it shows very quickly Ana de Armas, is not as heavy as even the guy she's training with at the start. She's not as heavy, she's not as strong.
Yeah.
And she's getting her ass kicked. There is a very specific scene in the film that says, "You will die if you fight him on his terms." And, they said the phrase, "fight like a girl," but it basically means, like, use any means necessary to take him down. And she kicks him in the balls. And I'm like, yes. And then in our first sort of mission, she gets thrown a bit, like she's being thrown into tables. And I thought it was quite a cool scene. She's, it was like the ice club.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool set for like fighting in. She's getting thrown into tables.
That's when I realised this movie. I was like, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those guys kicked her arse, man. Like, there was no way she was getting back up to that shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I still buy, like, there's still that element where, these are super hitmen kind of thing, and so I can buy she takes a beating more than normal. And I also liked, so they kept that up, because she's getting beaten up. I would have probably liked a few more blood and bruises and whatnot, but, you take what you get. Towards the end, though, when John Wick shows up, I liked that he beat her handily, because, John Wick's the one they all idolise. They have kept John Wick very special in that regard.
I agree.
So it isn't just this case of the new upcoming ones just showing him up.
Because it's her film, she gets to beat him. I'm glad they didn't do that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I'm very glad they didn't, because in the past with other studios they would have done that. They would have made him look like a fool or whatever, but they actually made John Wick really. They had some cool bits in this film, so I actually really like this from the fact that she is actually in danger every time she's in a fight, and because with John Wick he is as well, but he's murdering hundreds of people, and she's using what she has to win each fight. So I liked that, and then I liked that John Wick was actually helping her out and was better. The only thing about the John Wick part I didn't like, and maybe this is from one of the other films, I think I've only seen the first two.
Bulletproof Jacket.
Was it that, like, when she shoots at him, he goes like that?
Yeah, mate, he's got Kevlar suit. It's so fucking cool. John Wick is the best fucking action series of all time, and it's on Amazon Prime, and you better fucking believe I'm going to go watch it, because there's no TV series that I need to watch. Fucking John Wick, man, it's so good. Look, she's great in it, and Paul, I agree with almost everything you said, but to me, I'm like, it's just not John Wick. You're just not going far enough. And there was one particular scene where she got a samurai sword, and people with AK-47s were running at her. I'm like, no. Shoot her.
Well, I suppose, yeah.
If you've got a gun, don't run towards the woman with a sword. Stand back and shoot her.
I've always been told, like, someone first describes John Wick to me years ago as it's like a B movie action flick with an A movie budget.
It's a video game, mate. It's a video game. It's such a video game. I can't believe they haven't done a John Wick game, because this is the most video game movie of all time. I love the John Wick series, and again, I didn't dislike this film. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I just had such high expectations of it that it didn't quite meet. But yeah,
I like the
agree with
flamethrower fight.
Flamethrower stuff was cool. I think it
Flamethrower
did
fight,
go on a
yeah.
bit too long.
Disagree.
my
Did you like did you like the X-Men 3 The Last Stand reference, sort of, when he had the flamethrower and she pulls out the hose
Yeah,
and it's the flamethrower bit?
fire and water. Yeah, that was cool.
I was wondering, would that work? I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like, what would happen in that scenario, but I'm like, that's kind of cool.
To me,
But,
I think the thing for me as well is like, because with these films, like, I don't need it to make sense, and I don't need to be like so like engrossed in the plot and stuff like that. Look, man killed my dog and stole, or sorry, not even man killed my dog. Man killed the dog that my dead wife bought me and stole my car. And it's like, and then they're like, he's not the boogeyman, he's the man you sent to kill the boogeyman. I'm like, that's all I need. You've set that, the aura of this man and this character is set. John Wick is one of the best fucking, in this movie, how he's used as well, where everybody's just like, oh, he's, top level, right? But
I like he was like an antagonist. Well, not an antagonist as such, but
Yeah.
you know, he's an obstacle for her in this as well, which I thought was quite a clever way of using him.
But again, like, to me, watching this movie, it's the Ballerina and it's Ana de Armas' movie. The coolest part and the best line in this movie was John Wick, where somebody goes, it's just one guy. John Wick can't be that. And it's like, and I was like, yeah, that's what John Wick fucking does. Like, yes, so good. John Wick, big fan.
Paul, first of all, what's your rating?
I would give it a 7.
Cool. I would give it a 6. I agree with Andrew on that, on the score front. So I enjoyed the movie. I didn't dislike the movie. I think that I'd seen the film before in terms of it. I actually disagree with, in a way. To me, it was just another John Wick film, but just without John Wick. It was just no, Andrew. As in, what I mean was
Just another John Wick.
As in
Just another John Wick. We could
my God.
only hope, Craig.
Right, okay. What I mean is that it just felt like, you know, it's that kind of thing again. It wasn't like a new plot, as it were. It just felt like, okay, it's just we've substituted the dog for the dad, and that, you know. Yeah, so that's what I mean. So I didn't feel like we needed this, as it were. I wasn't telling anything new, so that's why I didn't like it as much, and why I can only give it a 6. But for what it was, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Hot Fuzz village. That was great. I thought that was hilarious. And they all coming out with their guns, and like the fact that she's going to manage to get them all. Loved the flamethrower fight. Fucking hell, that was great. That's one of the best sight pieces I've seen, I think, in a long time in an action film. Loved it. I thought she was good. I liked Ana de Armas. I think she's great. I enjoyed her in the film. I knew from watching the James Bond film that she was going to be great in this. She fucking kills it with the choreography. So well done her. I liked the John Wick element. Keanu Reeves continues to give the most insane line deliveries of all time, and I'm here for it. Just you carry on, mate. You do your thing.
He is he's fucking terrible, isn't he? But he's great. He's terrible, but he's fucking.
But yeah, but he's good at. He's just. But the thing is,
It's like
we haven't really reviewed John Wick films before, but like John Wick 1, right? The first John Wick film, the first John Wick film, he is good in that. He's decent. Like for him, he is far better in that film than he is in the rest of them, and he's decent in it. I think you're misremembering because you've obviously seen the sequels more recently. When you go back and watch John Wick 1, you'll see the difference. Like he is decent.
Look,
in that.
he might get eggier, like he might get worse as the series goes on, but I can't say he was good. Like, because what I was going to say was the big difference between what I felt with the Ballerina and John Wick was she spoke a lot more, which again, fair enough, it's such a sure movie. Whereas John Wick hardly talks in this, and when he does, it's just like, I need a gun, and it's just that's it, and you're just like, oh, this guy's fucking nuts. It's brilliant. And even in this, like, there's one bit where she goes, oh, do you remember me? You told me that I still had a choice and that I could leave if I wanted to. Goes to John Wick and he goes, "You still can," and I'm just like, "Mate, you're pissed, but I am in. It's so bad. I love it. Love John Wick. It is honestly so fucking good." I'm watching that tonight. I was going to watch something else. I'm watching that tonight. I'm watching every John Wick movie tonight. 4 films. Yeah, they're fucking great. Again, Ballerina. When I say 6 is good. 6 is a good. That's what it is on our chart.
Yeah.
6 out of 10 is a good movie.
Yeah.
I could perhaps be swayed to a 6.5. I think 7 might be. I don't think it's a great film.
No.
I think it's a good film. I would recommend when it comes to Netflix or Amazon or whatever streaming service that it comes to, I would recommend people watch it because it is a fun movie. But I wouldn't tell people to pay money to go see it. Sadly. Or no, do support movies, support these filmmakers. Let's go to Craig.
Thank you. I have my hand up first, so I appreciate that.
Oh, I wanted to be the arsehole teacher that didn't do that because we all had them. Johnny, fuck Johnny. Have a seat.
What the fuck?
Sorry, Craig.
So
I know, fuck Johnny.
So the point I was going to make, I've actually forgotten what the point I was going to make now. You've actually gone. I've ADHD'd it. I've got
fucking rude. That's why we always go to Johnny up the back. Craig.
Ed
sorry,
slides
Paul.
Polly.
Yeah. Insert
Well,
Polly.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
well, if you insist.
Paul go.
Oh, it's too late now.
That's what we have time for.
Polly,
What's the bell?
I think I am giving it a 7 because of that. Because I think it didn't fall into the tropes. I would compare it with the other sort of action movie I like that's sort of female-led is Atomic Blonde. And that's a really good movie. And I sort of got that kind of vibe
Charlize
from
Theron,
it.
yeah.
Is that
If you haven't seen it,
Charlize?
Charlize Theron.
I reckon. James McAvoy as well.
Have you watched The Old Guard
I've heard that's okay.
Netflix movie?
I've heard that's okay.
One of my dad's favourite films, and there's The Old Guard 2 is coming out later this year. It's a Netflix streaming movie. Give it a watch.
I might give it a
It's
watch.
female led. It's really good. Yeah.
Okay.
My point that I was going to make.
Yeah. So that was my point.
My point I was going to make was that it was based on the ratings. So thanks, Paul. That Paul's given this a 7. He gave Last of Us season 2 a 6.
And I'd stand by that.
Nothing surprises me, mate. Mate, this is the thing as well. Like I
I'd say there
realised
was
that I
an
said it
8.
on one of the previous podcasts where I was like, "Oh, the viewing figures." I didn't mean on our review. I meant the viewing figures for the actual series. It's fucking proper down, which I don't understand because it's fucking great.
Yeah.
Right, but that is what our thoughts are of the Ballerina. If you have seen it, let us know what you thought of it. Let us know who you agree with more. Let us know your score. What did you rate it out of 10? Would you recommend that people go to see it in the cinema? Would you tell people just watch it on streaming? Let us know your thoughts on Ballerina. What were your favourite parts? Where do you rank? I can't even say trilogy now because there is 4 movies. Quadrilogies. Where do you rank John Wick?
We're going to be ranking the John Wick films if another one comes out, by the way.
Oh,
There's 100% not one of these coming out. There's 100% they're doing Ballerina 2. Maybe not actually because I don't think it's doing well box office wise.
I think they'll do
Going by
another John Wick.
the-
They'll do another John Wick. He's not out.
Yeah.
He's never out. So
Keanu, fucking please,
we'll-
mate.
we'll rank them.
They are so fucking good.
We're
man.
gonna
They're
rank
like
them
my
on the rank
favourite
list.
fucking kind of films. John Wick 6. Technically, it would be 5, but you get my point. So yeah, let us know your thoughts on Ballerina. Now, time for our final review. We are
Need
here
a
to
new
talk
dog.
about How to Train Your Dragon. Yes, the animated live-action adaptation of the DreamWorks movie How to Train Your Dragon that came out this Monday. Today's Tuesday, so it's been out for 2 days. So it's likely, if you're watching this, you haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon. So once again, I will say, pause the podcast, head to Cinema Minima, see How to Train Your Dragon, and then come back and hear what we have to say. I started Ballerina. Who would like to start How to Train Your Dragon?
Johnny!
On you go, Craig. On you go, Johnny.
So I will start. Now, I am a massive fan of these films, the original animated trilogy. It's probably my favourite animated film of all time, is the first How to Train Your Dragon. Possibly, I think, as a trilogy as well, they're probably my favourite animated films. I think. I can't think of anything better. Maybe Big Hero 6 is up there too, but I think How to Train Your Dragon is the one
Shrek.
for me. Shrek's also good. Also, I think no, Big Hero 6 is Disney. But DreamWorks.
Spider-Man.
Shrek as well. Good point, but no, How to Train Your Dragon still tops it. So,
Fuck off!
Yes,
what?
It does. It does.
That was the wrong thing to say.
How to Train Your Dragon. Right now, if they nail that last film, I will potentially change my mind. But How to Train Your Dragon as a trilogy, at the minute, is the best animated series. 100%.
His opinions are shite. We don't think
That's
he's
not
right.
shite.
Shut up, Craig Andrew Mooney.
We will go to Rotten Tomatoes if you wish.
I'm inclined to agree.
Thank you, Paul. Now, let me get back to How to Train Your Dragon, please. Let's not go down the Spider-Man tangent because we know that it's good and it's good, but we've not had the full trilogy yet. The last one might be shite. Who knows? Whereas all three How to Train Your Dragons
You might
are great.
be shite.
He's going to Johnny next, right? Okay, so in terms
I'm
of
my temper, man.
So How to Train Your Dragon, right? The live action remake. Let's get back on track. So I was like, I think the majority of people in the world, not just on this podcast, were thinking, why are we doing this? Why are we making a live action version of How to Train Your Dragon? Is there any point? Obviously money, but you know what I mean. Like, is there any point? Why are we doing this? What I will say, I think this is the best of its kind, which is a live action remake of an animated film. So if you're talking things that have come recently, like for example from Disney, where they've remade all their animated films, and I think you've got also the more mocap ones, so like the Lion King and things like that. I'm sorry, Paul, I'm stealing your point here, but I think this is the best version of whatever this is, remaking animated films. It is a very faithful adaptation. Yes, it's a shot-for-shot remake. Let's face it.
I was about to say, like...
Yeah, I know, but hey, it's the same director, it's the same guy. Of course it's going to be a shot-for-shot remake. But that being said, that didn't take away anything from my enjoyment of the film. I loved the film. I thought it was great. I actually really liked the live-action elements of this film, and I think they did a lot for the story. That the animated film did well, and I'm not saying it did it better. I'm just saying that it gave us something different, and it was still good. It wasn't worse, I don't think, in any way, shape, or form, having the live-action characters, having the real people in the film. I thought the CGI was immaculate. It is some of the best visuals I've seen in a big blockbuster film in a long time, and I am including Marvel films in that category, Andrew. The CGI in Marvel films recently have been shoddy, and we know why. And this has been a big...
The Star Wars thing, is it not? I can't remember what it's called. Big green screen thing?
Oh, the Illumination.
Oh, the room.
No.
What?
What did you say, Paul?
The sort of room they use for Mandalorian.
Yeah. What's it called?
I forget the name of it.
Oh, I can't.
It's like the one.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought visually it was stunning. The soundtrack obviously pops. We know it does. It's fantastic. I had never actually seen How to Train Your Dragon in the cinema. I think I was slightly too old for it, so I never actually went to go and see it in the cinema at the time. I watched those films as an adult on streaming, so I was late to the party with those. So to actually see it on the big screen, to see that spectacle, to see this amazing CGI, to see Toothless, on a big IMAX screen and hear that massive soundtrack that goes along with these films, it was a great experience. And I'm saying this both to the audience and also to a Mr. Joseph Boone, who I know is watching this, because he'll either be editing the episode or he will be watching it back because he loves us so much. Go and see this film. Just go and see it, right? It is worth spending a tenner on. It is 100% worth spending a tenner on. Spending 2 hours of your life. Go and watch it. Just go and do it. I actually would go further. Go and see it in IMAX. It's fucking brilliant. It's a great spectacle. Yes, it's been done before. Yes, it has. It's a shot-for-shot remake, but that does not take away from the fact this is a very, very well-made film, and I loved it. This, I think, is a 9 out of 10. Paul?
Tough fighting words from Mr. Mooney. I went to go see this in IMAX with Mr.
Volume!
Volume?
That's what it's called. The Mandalorian green screen thing. Volume.
Okay.
Oh, right. I thought you were saying I was being too quiet.
No.
Louder!
Anyway, I've never had that problem before. Okay, I went to go see this in IMAX, and I don't know actually what I was thinking. I was just like, yeah, I'll go see How to Train Your Dragon, and I was a bit in the mindset of this is just going to be like Disney, and it's going to be a bit like the original film, but nowhere near as good and live action, and they'll find a way to ruin it, probably. But there might be some good bits to it. And I was wrong. I wasn't down going in to see the film, but I was just a bit neutral. And I went in, and I kind of, for most of the movie, just sat there and enjoyed it. Aside from the two rather loud people sat next to me
Paul.
who wouldn't stop gibbering. I did give them a stern look at one point, and they did shut up. But then they proceeded.
Sorry,
Could
side
you
tangent.
could
side
you just
tangent.
pause?
Yeah, let's pause and let's talk
Before
about
we get
this.
the tangent, could, for mainly me, but the viewers, could you show me the stern look?
Okay, hang on.
And I saw this
You
in
didn't
person.
do that. Don't
He did.
lie.
No,
Don't
no.
lie.
He did. He did. I was there. I watched him do it, and I was like, "Yes, Paul."
What age were the children that you were?
No, they weren't
glaring
children.
at?
They weren't fucking children, mate. They were fucking adults, and that's even worse. Yeah. So a tangent. Can we just get on this subject for a second? Talking during a film in the cinema is worse than being on your fucking phone. That is worse than being on your fucking phone.
No.
No, as in like on your phone, not like on your phone as in on a phone call. I mean like just texting or something on your phone. That's bad in itself. That's fucking awful. But to actually sit and talk through a film when other people are sitting there and are being loud and distracting, like you can get away with just sitting on your phone in the background with it on low brightness and stuff. That is fucking like people have paid money. And you're going to see it in fucking IMAX as well. So people paid even more fucking money. Shut the fuck up and let people watch the fucking film. Sorry, massive pet peeve of mine. I very rarely get angry and irate about things, but I fucking hate that. Fucking hate it.
I give people like a 2-strike thing where I'm like, if it happens more than twice, I don't I fuck them. I'd actually do my time and go, guys, could you be quiet? I don't sit there and like.
Oh no! I assure you, I was quite stern with how I looked.
could tell,
and they did shut up, but then they eventually started. So I did make a couple attempts, but yeah, they were quite intent on having a little conversation to themselves. I think they
Was
were
it at
mostly
least about How to Train Your Dragon?
I think it was, yes, and I think they were talking about being nervous about what was happening on screen.
I see.
But it was at a volume that was not okay. They were like speaking volume. It was It wasn't whispering. Whispering I can understand now and again, but speaking volume. Anyway, Paul, sorry, carry on. Sorry.
Anyway, we were in there, we're watching it, and I'm like, this is a lot better than I thought it would be. In fact, this is like watching the animated one. And there was I remember going to see, we can all agree, depending on whatever your favourite classic 90s Disney film is, The Lion King's generally up there as one of the best.
I literally have evidence of what people favour in that because I put something out on my socials and I got many, many answers. But we'll do that in another catch-up.
Sure. The Lion King remake, the photorealistic one, it just had zero of the magic of the first one. Like it didn't hit at all. And they've got big names and stuff attached to it, but it didn't work. Whereas this, watching it, I was like, I can feel some of the old magic of How to Train Your Dragon. 'Cause How to Train Your Dragon was really great when it first came out, and I can feel some of that old magic in this, and I can tell there's been a lot of filmmaking care and heart put into this, as opposed to the Disney ones, which feel like we need to do this film next because remember that was a great film. Remember this one? Oh yeah, and it's not just the next one. That I can tell this is DreamWorks' first live action adaptation. I can tell they've tried to put a lot of effort and care into it, and I think it shows. And I thought the casting was just fantastic. Like I think they got cast the character. I mean, the guy that plays Hiccup is
he was fantastic.
If you were to do like one of those, AI things where you take the character in AI and what it would transform the person to look like in real life, it would basically look like him. He's
Mason,
and I think Gerard Butler was actually really good as the dad as well. Think of what you will of Gerard Butler, but I think for a role like this, he was kind of perfect.
His Scottish accent was actually all right.
I would fucking hope so. He's done it before.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but not in live action. And as we know, voiceover acting and live action are two different creatures.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, but he's not a voiceover actor. He's not a voiceover actor. He's an actor who did a voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but it's a different type of performance. Different type of performance, Andrew. Joseph could tell you that.
So what's your score, Paul?
I would get I'm finding this hard to place. I'm thinking of when I say this, I'm thinking of where I've placed other things as well.
He's got himself in such a corner now. He's got himself in such a corner now.
I will put this at an 8.
On level with
I really enjoyed this, and I think it's very much worth your time going to see.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed, I also think that I spoke with someone about this, and they said, I hope it's just like the animated one. There are people that want to go and see this and want to just see
they want to see
How to Train Your Dragon,
Yeah,
and if that's what you want to see, you're gonna go see it because, I mean, this could have easily have been changed, which is what Disney do. Disney changed theirs, and it doesn't make them better. I don't feel like I'm seeing something new or better just because they change stuff.
Yep.
But also, there is a level of care with trying to do it the same way and doing it well, and I think they did do that.
Yeah.
So I think this is very much worth your time going to see.
I'll shout out as well Nico Parker, who plays Astrid. I think actually that was one of the improvements to the film, I would say. I think her character was done better, actually, in this. I think she was served a lot better, and I liked the casting. I thought she was great. So yeah, big fan of both the two leads.
I think the casting is spot on across the board. I think Nick Frost as
Gobber?
I can't remember the name of the character. Sorry?
Gobber,
yeah, I think that's like it's the easiest casting, but it's easy because it's so correct. Like he is that that is who Nick Frost is. Like that's great casting. Astrid's casting obviously got a lot of backlash because of like ethnicity and stuff like that, which is dumb. It's just dumb on all purposes, but they address it and they address it very well and they do it very quickly and it's very smartly done.
Mm-hmm.
We all come from different parts of the world. We've all came here to hunt the dragons. That's why I sound Scottish and he sounds American and you sound fucking European and blah blah blah. Done well. Move on. She does a great job. The rest of the cast as well, fantastically well cast. The CGI looks great. I can't recommend that people go see it. The animated one's better. Watch it in the house. To me, I give it a 7. I think it's great. And I will preface this with I seen this with my missus and my missus loved it. She liked it more than the animated movie. So take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. Obviously, these two boys are saying you should spend your money. You should go and see it. To me, I've seen it. And I think it's done better than animated. And that's not me saying that it's not done well. It's great. I feel the things that I'm supposed to feel when I'm supposed to feel them. Emotionally, it hit me in the same beats. Toothless looked fantastic. All the dragons looked fantastic. The action was fun. I think the comedy works better than animated. I don't think the comedy translated very well to this. The big action scene looked incredible.
Mm-hmm.
If I had seen this film, if you haven't, I would recommend you go see this before watching the animated movie. If you haven't seen the animated movie, go see this film. Because to me, if I seen this, if this was the first How to Train Your Dragon, there wasn't an animated thing. Oh my god, this would be one of my. This could be up there for like my movie of the year. I'm just kind of marking it down because I'm like, yeah, I've seen it, and I kind of prefer the animated one.
And see, I think what's going to happen though is we're at a point where there's probably quite a lot of people who haven't seen
Probably.
it, and they'll see this first.
There'll be
So I
kids
think
who haven't
that'll
seen it.
happen.
There'll be some kids who haven't
Which
seen
is
it.
fair, and again, to me, yeah, there'll definitely be kids that haven't seen it, and even kids that maybe have only just seen it and they're now seeing like the live action version.
Yeah.
The main guy Hiccup is I couldn't agree more, boys. I think the casting's spot on. I think I've got the card. I've got the Cineworld card, so it didn't cost me anything. It cost me a $5 to go see it in IMAX, but like, I don't know. I just like, to me, when I was sitting watching it, I was going, "This is really good. I'm really enjoying this." But it's just it's the animated one. I've seen it. Like, I've done it. It's literally almost shot for shot
Yeah, but
what happens in the animated one.
To me, there's like a level of care with it.
mm-hmm.
I think
100% agree. Like, they have really, the casting specifically, like the hodgepodge of friends that he's got are so accurately cast. They look the part, but not only do they look the part, they do kind of have the personality of which the characters in the animated one have as well. The inclusion of Peter Serafinowicz, which was like, I was watching him going,
Yeah, can I ask about that? Was that in the animated film?
Yeah.
The dad was in the animated film? So that is another improvement, I think they made.
I think it might have just been in it, but I don't think it was in it as...
Yeah.
I think it was a one-off kind of gag.
Yeah.
Whereas it seemed to be more of a
and
full circle.
That made that guy more sympathetic, which I think they needed to for live action. So that's an example of where you make an improvement from animation to live action, is you make a character more well-rounded and a bit more sympathetic, because that character was a bit of an arse, especially in that first film. That guy, and he still was in this film, but it gave him more of a reasoning for it, which I thought was good.
Didn't like the magic lady. I was like, why are you here?
She was in that's in the original, isn't it?
she was there. She was there to move the beads from one side to another.
The shaman's
in the animated one.
Yes, she was. There's a village elder, and there's a village elder who decides who wins the thing. Yes.
And she moves
100%.
the beads from the left to the right.
Check me out. Did not know that.
Yeah.
See your man that played Tough Nut, the male twin.
Yeah, that's the guy from Acolyte. Yeah.
Is that Tracy Beaker Acolyte?
Is Admin Jedi?
The Tracy Beaker Jedi.
It's the Admin Jedi. Yeah.
Did he become famous through lockdown, like just doing like reels and shit?
Yeah. So he became famous and then got a part in something decent, and then got a part in the Acolyte. His career's just snowballed. It's been great.
He's doing great and good for him and stuff like that. But like,
holy moly,
yeah, he's been in like The King. He's been in, as you say, The Acolyte, The Outlaws, How to Train Your Dragon. He was great as well. The Twins. Everybody was. The thing is, right? I'm acting negative about the film. Film's great. It's great. I've just seen it, and I kind of get where Joseph's coming from. Is I'm going. I think. Craig, I think you're. It's not 9 out of 10.
It's a 9 out of 10.
Like, I don't think it's got the same magic as the original
as a
stuff.
As a film, that is a 9 out of 10. Like, take away the fact. Take away.
I don't know
as a
why
film,
I
9 out
can't.
of 10.
I think it's great. And again, I'm clearly wrong because Paul's rated it. I'm not wrong. I'm obviously in the minority because Paul's rated it higher. You've rated it higher, and Rosie, my girlfriend, she rated it higher as well. And so I get I'm in the minority, and the weird thing is I did really enjoy it. I had such a great time. As I say, all the emotional hits hit where they were supposed to, and the action was great. The CG looked great, but I was sitting watching it, just kind of going, it's better. It's better in animation. It is. It's just better.
No, I think you were right before. I think you're wrong. No, I think there's just an element that you get with live action that you don't in animation, and vice versa too. Like, you know, there's stuff you get in animation that you don't get in live action. So I think it's just different, and I think I don't think it's maybe quite as clear cut a case of, oh, the animation one's definitely the better one and the live action isn't. I think you could make the argument maybe it'll just be the case of whichever one you saw first is going to be the one you prefer.
I think
It
that's
might
what it will
be
be.
that.
Yeah, I think
But-
that's how it'll go.
But I think if that's what you're saying, then both films kind of rock. Then because they would have to be comparable
Yeah.
for that to happen. So I think it is. I think if you are a fan of this film or this kind of film, you should definitely go see it.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents
2 against 1. You just have
on
to go
how
see it.
on How I Met Your Dragon.
You definitely have to go and see it. I can't stress enough. Go and see it. It is a spectacle.
If you
It's
are going to
wonderful.
go see it, try and see it in IMAX because it
Yeah.
looks gorgeous in IMAX. It looks stunning.
And sounds. Yeah.
So that's the end of our reviews. Before I round up and finish up for another catch up, what's your favourite dragon?
From the film.
What's your favourite dragon?
Oh, the one from Shrek. And I'm not going to list the reasons why.
We get it.
I'm going to be boring and say Toothless because he is. Andrew? What's your favourite dragon?
Well, what's yours, Andrew?
What's what?
What's your favourite dragon?
What's your favourite dragon?
Dragon these nuts on your face. Ba, 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 ba. Gum! Fucking gum, boys! Yes! And that's an episode of Catch Up for another week. Yes!
No! No!
That's a twofer! Thanks for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this bumper episode of the Catch Up. We love you very much for watching. Make sure you're commenting. Have you seen How to Train a Dragon? Have you seen Ballerina? Let us know in the comment section and let me know what your favourite dragon is as well. Make sure you're getting involved in the conversation. As I say, we will be back throughout the rest of June, throughout the rest of July, with lots of movie reviews. We're going to try and interweave them with the catch-up at the same time, just because that means it's less work for our editing team. The wonderful Lara and Joseph are working so hard. So thank you very much, guys. We are loving all the work that you do. So yeah, keep your eyes and ears peeled for what we are doing on the podcast channel, on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple. Get involved in the conversation because it does really help us out. And as I say, we are heading for 50 subscribers. We're 14 short, so if you've not yet hit subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Craig, where can the lovely people find you on all that you do?
You can find me on all social media platforms. It's at Craig Andrew Mooney. And also, by the way, just shout out, Heineman is now out. Heineman is now out officially. The pre-orders have been sent out.
Lovely.
People are getting their copies as we speak. I've got my copies. I wish I actually had them to hand. I should show them. I'll show them on the next podcast. It's a great story. Check it out.
Send us a photo of you and Hyena and we'll put it on the podcast. Paul, where can the lovely people find you and all that you do?
Find my Instagram at Stirrit Story lodged in a bandolier around a man's neck full of grenades as it pops as I take cover behind a table. You'll get that reference if you go see Ballerina. At Stirrit Story, where you can find out all the things that I'm up to. And it would be lovely if we could get up to 50 subscribers here on the podcast. It would be nifty if we could get 50.
Please subscribe quickly so he never ever says that again. And you can find me dragging these nuts on these two jabronis, but also at Andalf the Grey on all social media platforms. But as I say every week, I don't want you to follow me. Don't follow me. I don't want it. Go follow the podcast at WithMatesPod on all social media platforms. Most importantly, hit the subscribe button on YouTube and subscribe on Apple and Spotify. Get in the comments, hit the like button. If you want to know when the next podcast coming out, hit the bell. I don't know how it works. Algorithms, that's all I know. But that's all for this week. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Let's on a mingy.
Kids, this is how I met your dragon. A donkey story.